You're a young guy, Travis, but you've been in the business a long time, so you're a veteran. How has the industry changed since you first got into it 20 years ago?
Um, Top loads stores or stores with top loaders only
Mhm.
either don't exist or aren't existing or are on their verge of extinction.
Mhm.
Large equipment, I believe some manufacturers have 120-pound machines that are coin operated. And if you would tell an operator in the 80s that would exist or even in the 90s, they would
Right.
think you're crazy because some of the stores in the 80s and 90s, a 50 or 60 pounder was the biggest that they thought they would ever need.
Yeah.
Um, a lot more technology I desire the technology where I have a laundry card store and then two fast card stores. That having the opportunity to take debit credit card is perfect. But some of the stores, the other store that I bought in 2021 that is still got 12 top loaders, the
Mhm.
clientele in there that tends to be the older, they might not care to have the technology. So I guess alternative payment systems are really the competitive edge of 10 years ago. It almost has to be in the business today for anybody that's just graduating to 50 years old, having the technology because they don't want to use quarters.
Mhm.
um, the three stores that I don't have alternative payment systems in, I know after this year of owning two stores for almost a full year, I would like to adapt that into it because I can justify the cost of it. And that's one of the things, somebody can throw that on machines right off the bat. And depending on what brand you go with, it can be $300 or $700 a machine. It's the technology is definitely, you're either up to times or out of date on that. And then reversing technology on dryers, it used to be not nobody had it except for some of the OPL sector, and that is very beneficial for anybody doing a lot of bedding and stuff.
Mhm.
Like in the Kokomo market, there's a couple hotels that if they have machine issues, they come to me. Yes, having two 90-pound washers and two 80-pound washers are
Mhm.
beneficial for them to come in and get quite a bit done at once, but also having reversing dryers help them get in and out the door. And then
Mhm.
we've also had a nursing home come in. So the larger equipment, and then also they like that they're not sending employees to a store with $300 cash and they have no way of keeping accountability on what was spent where,
Right.
and having them being able to use a debit card, credit card, because when that's happened, normally an employee would say, hey, so and so's here, we need their credit card limit removed from $125 a day,
Yeah.
because that's normally what the laundry card system I probably is defaulted at. So I'll remove that limit so they can do whatever laundry is needed. And with quarters, I would hate to be those employees dealing with all those quarters
Yeah.
or
Right.
of that facility. And
Yeah.
so, and again, I guess technology is key. You went from the only technology put into the industry is a payment system. Now, a lot of the manufacturers have touchscreen and everything can be app based. A lot of the leading manufacturers have that. So before is somebody else was offering those payment systems. Now with the manufacturers having them coming out of the factory that way, that shows that it is very necessary.
Mhm.
Touchscreen can be a give and take where I have them at a couple locations,
Yeah.
and not everybody respects your property like they would respect your own. And yes, there's
Mhm.
durability in some of them, but when it comes out to outright abuse and vandalism, nothing can
Mhm.
really withstand the touchscreens being abused and stuff.
Mhm. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. And anything else as far as how the industry has evolved over the years? I
I
think you
guess
kind of hit the main.
yes, and I would say also owners that have one or two stores have probably scaled to have a couple more, and hopefully it's within relationships of the business that when other owners are ready to retire, they're ready to, take over because they've always respected each other. Um, and like small stores are almost non-existent anymore. So I would say more multi-store owners versus single store owners that have been veterans for 10, 15 years, because
Right.
sometimes store owners only want one because you can have a really good successful location and not really need multiple. And some are satisfied with that, and it's a easier way of life versus having six locations that have
Sure. Yeah.
different areas that you have to take care of the daily maintenance or abuse, repair daily abuse as well.
Right, right. Yeah, but certainly the single store owner and the smaller stores are fewer and far between these
Yes.
it's certainly a trend.